What's going on, everybody? D-Style Boxing here. Just finished watching this very, very sloppy fight between two southpaw. That's, of course, Josh Taylor against Catterall. Jack Catterall, that is. I mean, look, it was a interesting fight, but a very sloppy fight. A lot of holding, a lot of clinching, a lot of hitting behind the head by Taylor. A lot of sloppy, dirty tricks. Taylor kind of getting a little bit of his own medicine in this fight, a little bit. You know what I mean? It got a little bit out of control. I know the ref got a lot of grief, but he definitely earned his paycheck tonight. That's for sure. Right? Could have handled it better? Probably. But at the end of the day, it was a very sloppy fight. Remy on here. How's it going, brother? Here we go. Get it, DA. Well, how's it going, brother? All right. Shout out to Haplo Type. Given I mean, it's a rematch here. It looked like garbage in there. He did. Didn't look that good at all. I mean, it's look, he didn't look that good yesterday at the weigh-in. He looked, as we say in Spanish, he looked chupado, all right? He looked weight trained for sure. And there's something to be said. Like, these guys are, it's like they only have a lifespan in a weight class, and then they outgrow it. But, you know, that this is the weight class he's participating in. Like, you know, it is what it is. Taylor's a big dude. You know, so should he move up after this? Probably, although I feel that he needs to clean up this mess with the Catterall thing. Because I feel, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I scored it for Catterall. I had it 6 rounds apiece. There was a knockdown by Catterall and a point deducted from Taylor and a point deducted from Catterall. All right, which tells you the nature of this fight. All right, and I got to tell you, I had it 6 rounds apiece. That's 113, 112. Catterall, and the rounds I gave Catterall, I just don't think you could give them to Taylor. I don't think they're swing rounds. There's about one swing round I gave to Taylor, though. So it was an interesting fight. Shout out to Slight Tendencies in the building. No pause going. Chicano Profit, absolutely. I felt confident about if it was anywhere like at 8.5 or so, I would have done the over. I usually do that for underdogs. I like to do the over because if they pull off the upset by decision or some crazy shit like that, it's going to go over, right? If they're destined to win, it might go over. For a little bit, it looked like I was going to hit the under, but with Catterall getting the stoppage, which was crazy. But let's just touch on this. Shout out to Little Penny. How's it going? No Paul, Haplotype, Chicano Prophet, the Kegi. In my opinion, Catterall won this fight. And I just how I feel. Like, even though people will say, well, Batista, you had it so close. How can he possibly say that it was a gift decision? Because I don't feel you could argue those rounds for Taylor. Like, he was getting peppered at times. He was getting a piece of his own medicine. Like, when Taylor fights guys that generally fight clean, right? And he's doing little dirty tricks in there. You know, he tends to take advantage of that. And in this fight, Catterall was kind of giving him some of that a little bit. You know, he was giving it back to him. All right. You want to have a back alley brawl? Have a back alley brawl. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be ugly. That's what it was. One of the ugliest fights I've seen in a while. All right. I did watch the Spanish podcast. So shout out to La Flaca, Marielle Espinosa out there. We've had her on the show before. Calling the fight in Spanish was nice to hear. Didn't have to hear the voices of the English broadcasting team. Didn't have to do it. All right. I didn't have to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Keep Boomerang. How's it going? Sonteo Media in the building. Okay. Chicano Private. How's it going? And if I give the swing round that I gave to Taylor to Catterall, I have it even wider. I mean, that's just the reality. You know, I have it 114, 111 at that point. So like, and that seems to be the consensus kind of direction people are going. Remember, Taylor was knocked down. Remember, Taylor was taking a point away for a petty punch out of frustration, it appears, after a round. Taylor was shaking his head. Taylor looked a little rusty at the beginning. Taylor looked frustrated. Taylor couldn't get a rhythm going. And that's the doing of Catterall. Catterall did a good job disrupting his rhythm and using his jab. Where the fuck was Josh Taylor? Where was this dude's jab? Can anybody tell me where the jab was at? I couldn't find the jab. Didn't use it, that's for sure. Do you mind reaching down? D Nice, how's it going? Do you mind reaching down to your toolbox, please? And do you mind pulling out the jab and using it? It's like trying to hammer nails without a fucking hammer. Like, I don't need a hammer. I don't need a screwdriver. Like what are you doing? It's gonna work, damn it. Like, well, no, use the hammer. Get the hammer out. Use that, right? Use the hammer, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Catterall comes out, disrupts the rhythm, uses his jab. Even when it wasn't landing, he kept using the stick, right? Kept popping Tater with it. And Tater was having a hard time. And also Tater, I mean, he's so good with his uppercut, by the way. From the southpaw position, to Tater's good, kind of like stands at southpaw, and he likes using, the left uppercut, from right here. Boom. He's really good at that from the southpaw position, right? He uses his lead as a rangefinder kind of when he fights orthodox fighters, and boom, he just shoots it, right? The problem is that Catterall was at an angle that was disturbing, a man here, right? The right uppercut was coming this way. He couldn't land it, right? What he had to do, is use his lead uppercut, right? Because Catterall is standing right here. His face is facing this way. He had to use that lead or the hook. I mean, he had some success with the hook, right? But unfortunately, he wasn't utilizing as much, and he wasn't hooking off a jab. Why couldn't, where the fuck was the jab? And he was just looking for that one big body shot. Look, he hit Catterall with some nice body shots in the second half of the fight, but, I mean, look, man, you cannot depend on that one big shot to the body to end a dude. You know what I mean? You can't just depend on that. You can't live and die by that. Land those shots, but dude, you stop going for the home run all the time, right? Tater's is the only reason I'm ranting about this because Tater's better than this, right? He's better than he showed. He's better than that, right? And that is the problem. You are better than that. There's no jab. There's no jab to the body, to the chest. Nothing keeping Catterall honest. Never created like a mid-range flow in the fight. Kept over pressuring, in my opinion, because all Catterall would do was kind of bump into him with the shoulder and hold him at times, right? And even though the ref was warning him, he just kept doing it, right? Because he set that precedent early, and it made it kind of difficult for the ref to control the fight. And then Tater's not a clean fighter himself, right? He did get a piece of his own medicine tonight, right? And it took him a while to kind of get it going. All right. Tricky Mike in the building. Welcome, guys. How you doing? NYY Mex in the building. How's it going, NYY Mex? Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, brother? He didn't think Catterall would be the one that made Tater look like Sanctuary. Like he did. But that weapon he used against Ramirez, the weapon he used against other fighters, right? That left uppercut, I mean, why is he even trying to throw that when he's in there with the southpaw anyway? I'm not saying you can't throw it, but he's trying to time it, right? And Catterall's not giving him that look. I mean, all Catterall has to do is turn here, and the uppercut's going to land on the shoulder. I mean, sometimes Catterall will do a full turn, right? It'll be landing like on his back, shoulder blade, and then he kept landing in the back of the head because Catterall will fully turn, right? And I'm thinking to myself, and the other thing Tater was doing, which was frustrating, he kept kind of like pausing for a second, right? Here he is in the southpaw position. He's trying to get his left hand in, and I'm going to throw it right now. Like, you know what I mean? Well, of course, Catterall's going to see it coming. There were multiple times he had him in the corner, and Tater does this shit. Dude, he knows you're going to throw it the moment you pause. He was doing a pause, and he would throw. Right? And I don't know if he was taking that extra second to think about it because maybe he's not used to fighting southpaws like that. Like maybe he's not used to kind of to that, whatever it is. At a world-class level, that's too slow, bro. Like, of course Catterall saw that coming. All right? Of course he saw that coming. All day he saw it coming. I'm just saying. Josh Tater has been looking impressive for his last few fights, okay? He looked impressive against Ramirez, did his thing, right? And he used some of the little tactics, let's call them, right? Those crafty tactics on the inside that kind of disrupted Ramirez's rhythm, and and Ramirez didn't really know how to respond to that. Like he wanted to have a clean fight, but right now, Josh Taylor was just searching a little too much here. Um, he did better against Prograis. I mean, even though I felt Prograis won, it could have gone either way a little bit. But here he just didn't look so good. All right, he just didn't look good, guys. And he was hurt and he was dropped. All right, he didn't look good. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Freddie Montana saying robbery. G Funk is saying ref should be fired. Imagine Cepeda in there tonight. Cepeda could have hurt Tater. Like, all bullshit aside, Cepeda could have hurt Tater tonight. Okay, William Cepeda would have hurt him, bro. I think. But check it out, man. Jose Cepeda, I'm sorry, but check this out. That's an interesting fight, man. But I don't know, guys. I think Tater's going to move up. He ain't going to fight Jose Cepeda. You know? He ain't going to fight Joe Cepeda. Jose Cepeda against Josh Taylor's not going to happen. I think Josh Taylor's moving up. I think Josh Taylor's going to welterweight, and I think he's in trouble up there. Like all Crawford has to do is go southpaw on him, and it looks like he can't time that fucking uppercut. That's just the truth. I think Josh Taylor, when you think about it, he needs to master his lead uppercut. He needs to start using the jab a lot more. I think that was his downfall in this fight. Even though he won and all that, he didn't look so good though. Okay, I don't see him beating Crawford. I don't see him beating Spence, and you know what? I don't see him beating Ugas either. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it either, Freddie Montana. Look, I believe the wrong man won. And I'll be nasty if I think this is a robbery. I think the wrong man won the fight. Catterall should be the undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world right now. Like point blank, period. And I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to let people do tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to let Tater fans and a lot of you boxing fans out here use weight train as an excuse. I'm not going to let you use, Tater wasn't the same because he had to move up. He stayed in the weight class too long. I'm not going to let you use, he was out of the ring too long. He was rusty. I'm not going to let you use any of that crap. None of it, because none of you wanted to use it for anybody else. There's other fighters out here that you could legitimately make an argument were having a hard time, that they were weight trained, right? And a lot of Tater fans, especially, a lot of fans on here, were really going at Teofimo and kicking him while he was down, because it was easy to kick him while he was down, right? Well, in my opinion, Josh Tater looked just as bad as Teofimo did, right? Wasn't as bloodied up, but I don't think, I don't know, is Catterall any better than Camboza's? I think Camboza's probably better, to be honest with you, right? And right now, I don't even know if y'all still think I'm crazy? They think if Teofimo had a shot to beat Josh Tater? You still think I'm crazy or what? You still think that after what he saw tonight? And I'll tell you right now, I don't think he wants to stick around because he already looked all chupao and shit. He already looked like a fucking dude that hadn't eaten in months and shit, okay? He looked like a corpse at the fucking weigh-in. I don't think he wants to move up and fight a Teofimo who's not going to be having trouble making the fucking weight. Who's going to be natural to that weight class now. I think motherfucker's going to move up, all right? And I think it's going to be food over there. I'll just tell you that right now. So no excuses. And what goes around comes around, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you shouldn't relish on shit. What goes around comes around. All that shit Tater talked. Oh, he didn't look good. He didn't look like an undisputed champion. What happened? You struggled with Catterall, motherfucker. That's what happened to you. Okay? It's time to move up. It's time for Tater to fight. Who's he going to fight? Who's going to be food for? Are you going to fight Crawford? Who wants to take those bets? I'll take those bets right now. Tater just cost me some cheese anyway because he didn't finish the fight on the under. So I'm already mad. I already lost some money. So I got to make that money back betting some Tater fans on the fucking Crawford fight. Okay, that's what I need to do. Okay? The Lopez that fought Loma definitely beats this Tater. Make no mistake about it. This Tater loses to a lot of dudes tonight. I think Jose Cepeda beats him. I think Prograis beats him tonight. I think Ramirez beats him tonight. He looked like shit out there. I'm just going to put that out there. Josh Tater looked like shit. And I'm not going to let you use weight train. I'm not going to let you use inactivity. I'm not going to let you use none of that shit because we can't pick and choose which fighters can use what excuse. We can't just pick and choose when we want. Well, I don't like this guy, so you don't get to use that excuse. I like this guy, so I'm going to use his excuse. How about no excuse? How about he lost to the better man? He was outboxed by a better dude, and that's it. Let's stick to that. All right, when it comes to Josh Tater, who looked like trash out there. And I want Josh Tater fans to keep it real. All right, you don't have to use the word robbery, but keep it real. The dude got a gift decision. Okay, he got an early Christmas gift, or a belated one. Right? That's what he did. So it's time to move the fuck up. You know what? I think Tank beats this Tater too. No, don't say that. I'm going to say it again. No, but then stop. How can you say that though? Like this. I think Tank would have beaten this Josh Tater. That's what would have happened. Look, man, they already prepared the meal for fucking Crawford, bro. What the fuck's going on over here? They're gonna drop the lamb in the fucking lion's den and shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm telling you right now, Josh Tater's food. I'm telling you right now, Josh Tater is food, ladies and gentlemen. He's food at 147. And anybody who thinks otherwise, by all means, tell me what adjustment he made in this fight with Catterall. Like, unless you believe Catterall is like a slickster, a slick cat in there, right? Like what, shades of Sweet Pea or what? Like, what's going on? He couldn't make an adjustment in the entire fight? Josh Tater's idea of an adjustment was just, picking up the amp. You know what I mean? The tempo. He picked up the tempo in the fight. That's all he did. That's the only difference he made in the entire fight. He did look flat in there, and I do believe some of the excuses you all want to make had something to do with it, but you don't get to make them because you make the rules. I don't make the rules around here. Y'all make the rules, right? No, don't say that. Don't you dare say that anything else other than Camboza's being the better, superior fighter than Teofimo was the reason he lost. Or you make the rules, so now you live by the rules. You sharpen the sword, now you live by the fucking sword, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Tater would have lost to a lot of dudes tonight. And if Catterall would have won this fight, there would be so many dudes just chopping at the bit. I'm just telling you that right now. So now they're going to scatter the belts around. Josh Tater's going to move up, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to scatter the belts around, and we're going to see what's going to happen. All right? We're going to see what happens in the next year or two at the 140-pound division. I can't wait. You know what I mean? Like that. That's just the way it is. Give me a second. Let me look at something really quick. Let me see something. Hold on. Hold up, guys. Give me a second, right? Give me a second. Gotta log into something real quick. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Just give me a moment. I just want to see something real quick. All right. Is what it is. I'll deal with that later. Hey guys, really quick, check it out. In all seriousness, Josh Taylor, all right? Josh Taylor, we need Josh Taylor to make a decision. It looks like he's going to be moving up to welterweight. But is he better off struggling to make 140 and fighting guys there, or making weight comfortably and fighting guys like Crawford, Spence? I mean, I don't know which one is. You know what I mean? Like, would you rather struggle to make weight and fight Jose Cepeda, or would you rather feel comfortable making weight, but you have to fight Terrence Crawford? Which one would you guys rather do? What is better? Can anybody tell me? Anybody at all? Tax says, is this about Teofimo getting whipped by Camboza, or because Taylor beat Jose Ramirez? Damn, yo. No, this is about Taylor getting a gift decision against Catterall. That's what this is about. Is that hard to understand or what? What? Does it have to be like, ooh, because of the other fight? Like, is that what it has to be or what? Like, I'm explaining to you what it is. Like what? And the reason, tact, I'm saying we're not going to make excuses for Taylor looking like dog shit, right? It's because this is a rule that a lot of boxing fans put on YouTube when it comes to other fighters. If other fighters can't use the excuse that they were weight drained or that it was a long layoff, then nobody gets to use it, including Josh Taylor. I'm just going by the rules that the people put out here, okay? That's all I'm going to say right now, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Point blank, period. But these styles, what did he say? Hold on. Canelo gave away the second half of the fight away on the road at some other guy's home. Close fight, go to the homer. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I disagree with that philosophy. I just think the better man should win, regardless of where the fight is, right? I get that that's a rule of thumb, that maybe a fighter should go in with that mentality. A trainer should go in with that mentality, right? Like, hey, we got to win 1 or 2 more rounds than 7, to get 7. But it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it acceptable to me. And I think he did do the things that you're supposed to do to take a belt from a champion. He knocked him down. He hurt him. So it's you know what I mean. But even that isn't indicative of the way we should be scoring fights. It just isn't. You know what I mean? No, sir. No, sirree, Bob. But I just don't think the right man won. Look, I mean, I bet the under on this fight because I thought Taylor was going to stop him early. Okay. It wasn't a lot of money, but, but it just tells you how confident I was that Tater was going to win. But even though he won, like, I know my prediction wasn't right. Like, I'm telling you that Tater didn't win, in my opinion. You know, that's how I feel. You know, my opinion. Anyway, why Mex Tater versus Brook would be a big fight in the UK, and it'll be a good fight for Tater to build himself up at 147. That actually is a good fight. It would be a big fight in the UK for sure. Yeah, that's a good fight, actually. You know, and maybe Tater should try that before he steps in the ring with a fucking Crawford or something like that. But I don't know if he beats Brook though. Look, I don't think he's gonna struggle. In all seriousness, I don't think he's gonna struggle to make weight. Okay, I'm just fucking with y'all. If y'all want to say he was weight trained, say it. I don't give a shit. Okay, I'm just fucking with y'all. But but I don't know, man. Like I would favor him against Brook right now, but I mean, if Brook catches him with that straight right, I mean, the way Catterall, I mean, I would think, I'm thinking that Tater was not 100% tonight, and that I would hope that's going to explain most of this, but we'll see, man. This thing goes on. As Zeus in the building, he says, Cardenas, Catterall was fighting against the ref and Josh Tater. Man. Well, like that round where Catterall hit him low and it took a point from Catterall. And then like Tater retaliates and hits him low, like blatantly low. And he just warns Tater. What's crazy. And then Tater had to hit him after the bell in order for this dude to step in and take away a fucking point. All right? That shit's crazy to me. I'm just going to put that out there. Man, Josh Tater really did look like shit. You know, like I'm just telling you that right now. He did pick up the pace, but he didn't make any proper adjustments, in my opinion, for this level. And I wouldn't really point that out much if I didn't think Tater was capable of it. I do think Tater is capable of making some adjustments and you know, getting Catterall out of there, you know, or at least dominating the remainder of the fight. It's my opinion. Andre Rodriguez in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Says Josh was at his level, that's for sure. Not his level, that's for sure, but against this kind of opposition, an undisputed champ should fight better, though. I agree 100%. No doubt. You know? But this is, like, once again, a mandatory sneaking up on us, putting up a much better fight than we think. And maybe it has a lot to do with this, right? So maybe since mandatories kind of just become mandatories, maybe we just don't, since we're not paying, they're not under the microscope, we're not paying a lot of attention to them. They feel to us like unworthy to be in that spotlight. You know what I mean? But you got to keep an eye on them because those guys are the ones watching the champ. They're the ones studying the champ. You know, the top contenders, like they're keeping an eye on all of them and they're envisioning the fight and they're preparing mentally already for that opportunity. So when they become a mandatory, like they're more ready than we think they are, right? So you got to watch for those guys, you know? Like I'm just saying, the GOAT says, I was never impressed by Tater, always overrated in my eyes. Damn. Chief Funky says Regis was having success with boxing on the outside, like Catterall. Regis' willingness to fight inside, and Tater lost him to fight. Catterall didn't allow Tater to work inside. No, he didn't. Freddie Montoya, Tater was clowning Lopez for losing to Cambozas. Look at what happened to Tater. I mean, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, I think he's very fortunate to come out with that win. I'm just going to put that out there. Okay. Josh Tater is very fortunate to still be a world champion right now, to still be the undisputed 140-pound king. He's very, very fortunate, right? And this is the second fight now that I honestly feel the fight was outside of England, okay? Or was it in Scotland? I actually forgot where they were fighting, but so in the UK. Okay, second fight that happens in the UK that I honestly feel if it was done anywhere else in the world, Tater would have lost. I felt he would have lost to Prograis if that fight was anywhere else. And I felt he would have lost to Catterall if that fight was anywhere else. Like, that's just point blank period. That's how I feel. Shout out to Major Key Boxing in the building. It says saludos. Shout out to Major Key, man. Everybody subscribe to Major Key Boxing. The GOAT Mario says everyone thought Tater was going to trash Carter. Let's all be honest. Yeah, Catterall. Yeah, gotcha. I think you put Carter, but Catterall, yes, he should have trashed Catterall. No doubt. No doubt. You know, right now, like fucking Crawford, like right now, is probably like, I'll go to England. Like, shit, I'll fight this dude. I'm just telling you right now. Like, I think he would. He was already talking about he wants to do a fight in England. Crawford might just go to England and fight Tater, or anywhere in the UK, right? He might just do it. All right. England does always mean UK. I know. Oh, D-Style, how can you say that? They could fight in Scotland. They could fight in Wales. Okay, like, chill out, right? Chill. Okay, Team Batman says, I had him beating Regis, but losing tonight, definitely. I hear you, but Doug Fisher had it for Tater? Come on. What did Doug Fisher say? Oh, Doug Fisher. Well, it is what it is. Freddie says, my last name is Montana, like Tony Montana. Say hello to my little friend. Let's check it out. 140 is going to be interesting. It's wide open, guys. Josh Hitter's going to move up. The bouts are going to get vacated. I see Teofimo sliding in, grabbing one of those belts. I see Tank Davis sliding in, grabbing one of those belts. I see a lot of guys. Devin Haney might move up and snatch one of those belts if Devin Haney moves up any moment. You know what I mean? So I do think if Kambosos fights Lomachenko, if that happens, I think Haney's going to move up, right? Just putting that out there. All right? Just putting that out there, ladies and gentlemen. But, hey, man, I just want to give my thoughts on this fight. I didn't make the rules. I didn't make the rules on what excuses we could use or not use. I'm just following the YTBC rule. The rule is we can't bring up inactivity, being weight drained, because those are just excuses from fanboys, right? So nobody can make excuses for Tater, right? I'm just putting that out there. This is not the rules I made. I'm just letting you know that I didn't make these rules, all right? That's not the rules I made. We're not going to use these rules for anybody else, all right? Antoine Russell will definitely, yes, he will definitely snatch a belt. There's 4 of them. Like I'm telling you, it's the way it's going to happen, right? And we probably won't see Undisputed there for a while. We've been fortunate that in the last few years, we've gotten 2 Undisputed champions at 140. But, I mean, these guys don't stick around that long. You know what I mean? It's very rare we see a guy that stays in one weight class for a while. And you know what I mean? But Tater's going to move up. He might do better in the higher weight class. Who knows, right? But we will see. We will see, ladies and gentlemen. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. Shout out to HLD, the GOAT Mario P, Stephen 47, Freddie Montana. Was I saying Montoya? Is that why you're saying it's Montana? Okay, Manny Mac. Maybe this will end a Tater versus Crawford fight. I don't know, man. Tater was talking like he made some unbelievable adjustments and took over the fight. So I don't even know what he's thinking. You know what I mean? I did say they should run it back to you, Funky, but I have a feeling that if he has one more in him at 140, I just have this feeling they might do a Teofimo fight. That's just how I feel. I think they might do a Teofimo instead of a rematch with Catterall, because that's a fight that Top Rank would like to have, like on ESPN and stuff like that. So we'll see. You know what I mean? That I think, and that'll be a very ironic situation if that were to happen. You know, and I actually would like that, because if Teofimo moves up and he fights Tater, Tater could win, but so can Teofimo. and Teofimo wins, at least we'll have a reigning undisputed champion at the weight class rather than the belts being spread out. I'd rather them fight it out and maybe we have a champion than just spreading out the belts. You know what I mean? So it's look, let me tell you something, man. 2022 is going to be a year of reckoning. That's what it's going to be. A lot of fights coming. All right. I have more later on the week. I have more thoughts on, the Canelo thing. I hear you guys. I've got your messages on Twitter, by the way. I've gotten your emails. I hear you. I hear the narratives, right? Look, let me just say this before I go. G Funky says he's done attacking the narratives and all that, right? So I have decided that I will follow suit and just keep. Fuck no. Are you kidding me? I'm going to keep my fucking foot on your necks, okay? That's what I'm going to do, and I ain't going to stop, all right? I hear the negative. I hear the whining, the bitching, the complaining from dudes like Ego, all right? Out here, but if Canelo fight, we don't want to fight Charlo. Like, they're just demanding these handouts from Canelo. Like, Canelo can't fight all these dudes all at once, This isn't the Royal Rumble. This isn't Dickstown. This isn't like everybody just get in line and just wait for Canelo. Canelo does everything. Canelo needs to fight everybody, right? Oh, but he fought Yildirim, though. He fought Yildirim. Yeah, he fought Yildirim between two title fights. Like, he fought 3 times in, like, fucking 5 months. Like, your favorite fighter fights once a year against dudes at the level of Yildirim or less than that. And you're bitching, you're complaining. Why can't these dudes fight each other? Well, why can't Charlo just fight Andre just for once? Don't unify. For once in your fucking career, just once. Why can't you do that? Bivol is way better than anybody any of these dudes have fought. Than anybody. Way better. But we got to hear the whining and the complaining. It's getting old. Oh, but he fought Rocky Fielding, though. Y'all must not think a lot about your fighters because you want Canelo to fight them as a tune-up or some shit. Is that what you're saying? These were his tune-ups. These were his tune-ups. For God's sakes. What's going on? Lennox was best. How's it going? Yeah, they are pretty bad. Shout out to Knocked Out by Kenny, by the way. No, but he's gonna fight a Eurobum. Yeah, like, okay, those dudes are so easy. Well, why didn't Charlo move up to 175 and fight Betterbeef then? If it's such a piece of cake, why did he do that? No, but he's with BBC and Top Rank, and we can't do that. Canelo has the ability to do what he wants. I'm gonna put no pressure on my guy at all. All these are the weight classes where there's no Canelo. These guys are fighting each other, right? At 115, they're all fighting each other. They're having trilogies. They're all doing their thing. But in these weight classes, like, everyone just wants to wait on Canelo. It's embarrassing at this point. It just is. It's embarrassing. What the fuck's going on? Oh, no, but because I wanted to fight my guy. Okay? Yeah, 3 weeks ago, I said it was a cherry pick, but I changed my mind. When he picked Pedro, I changed my mind, okay? Fight up, please. Give Charlo a shot. Hey, yo, they're like, please. Sign with BBC. Motherfuckers. Let me tell you something. Canelo's out here balling. Canelo's out here like, Canelo's like making it rain on like all these fighters right now, bro. He's giving you life, all right? PBC was about to spend $100 million on Canelo. How about they spend it on PBC? Okay, how about they put some good cards on Fox and Showtime? They give us some great boxing with that. You can give us a great calendar year with that money. You're about to spend a one night on Canelo. Instead, I mean, shit. Charlo could make as good, $1 million, for fighting somebody. Go fight, Benavidez or something. Move up, fight Benavidez. You could do that, right? Oh, but why do you want Charlo to do stuff? Well, why? Because we're supposed to want all these guys to do shit. Y'all really think, y'all really do want this, right? Y'all really believe that we're gonna fall for this crap at this point. Y'all really believe that? So I have a lot to say about that, and I'll say that later, okay? So that's not here nor there, all right? That's not here nor there. I don't give a shit. Okay, you could cry, you can bitch, you can moan, you can talk about me. I don't give a shit, okay? All I know is this. All I know is that Charlo is not going to sit around and wait for a handout no more. How about Charlo fights Andrade? Okay, how about he does that? Why not? Why not? They're both middleweights. They both got titles. You're like, well, what do we have against that fight? If they don't want to stick around 160, no problem. Move up to 168. Okay. You got Benavidez up there. All right. You got Plant. Plant wanted to fight Charlo. Like, go do that or something. Stop fighting each other. Iron sharpens iron. Steel sharpens steel. Start fighting each other. Start getting better. Okay. Do that. No, but D-Style, you don't understand though. It's because Canelo, he's stuck in Charlo. Like, what the fuck? Ain't nobody believe. 3 weeks ago, he was cherry picking Charlo. Oh, he's only gonna fight it because he's cherry picking Charlo because he had a tough fight because Molina. That's the only reason Canelo's gonna be fighting him. I guarantee that's the only reason he's doing it. And the moment it looks like he's gonna fight Bivol, all of a sudden, change of energy. It's like, oh, let me pretend I didn't say that. That's when I thought he was going to fight Charlo. But now that he's not going to fight Charlo, okay, I'm going to say he's stuck in Charlo. Oh, how convenient. That's very convenient, by the way. This is not, ladies and gentlemen, this is all of this is common sense. All of this is like, I feel like I'm picking on these dudes because it's such an easy argument to make. Like, I just don't get it. Like, what? This is crazy. This is crazy. Benavidez is young. Benavidez is younger than Canelo. Canelo's only going to start getting older. If they fight down the line, that gives the advantage to Benavidez. They come meet at 175 at some point. What's the big fucking deal? What, he can't fight him next year or what? That is my issue. All right. And if Canelo beats Bivol, all right, it's people kept saying, oh, Kovalev was old, he was washed up, he was this. Why doesn't he fight a real champion like Bivol and Beterbiev? Well, he's fighting one of them. He can't fight them both at the same time. Okay, we can't do anyway, I'll do another video about this later, guys. I want to get going here, but this is D-Style Boxing. I want to thank everybody that came in. Hit that like button. All right. Shout out to Josh Tater. He did his thing, kind of, sort of, but whatever. But didn't look so good. And we're going to see till the next one, right? So we'll see what type of performance he has on his next fight. This is D-Style Boxing. Keep it boxing. I'm out of here. Peace.